Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Melanie Williams. You may or may not know me from the Facebook group Country Living SDA UK. And I'm also have a YouTube channel called Melanie Williams Loves Vegan. And we're here with a very special guest today, Davina, and she's going to share her testimony. Now, I'm not sure if any of you had watched her Zoom earlier on today, and it was regarding country living. If you have not, don't worry. We're going to post that recording up so you'll be able to see it. But this one is specifically to do with her weight loss journey. She was a size 20, eating a meat diet and struggling with her health. But I'm not going to tell you any more than that because I want her to share your story. So, first of all, hello, Davina. Thank you for joining.
Thank
And
you, Melanie.
it's good to see you. It's been a while. And can you tell us about your lifestyle before you made the switch to a plant-based diet? And what was the turning point that made you want to change your diet and lifestyle?
All right, so my lifestyle before I made the switch was a typical breakfast for me would have been something like curry goat with fried dumplings, and lunch or dinner would be oxtail with rice and peas, and then a supper would be something like a jerk chicken salad. A meal would be followed by a dessert like a crepe Suzette. It would be followed by a glass of wine or champagne or a cocktail. And this was a typical life for me. And no exercise, working very hard, long hours, and no play, or
Wow.
not much play, or not any good play.
Wow. So at that time you was a chef, is that right?
I was a food and beverage director
Okay.
and then operations manager. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So and now you are a nutritionist, is that correct?
Yeah, I'm a natural health practitioner.
Okay.
Yeah, so
So
I help persons to reverse, their lifestyle diseases with diet, herbs, and lifestyle changes.
brilliant. So at the time when you first started, was it difficult for you to give up meat and other animal products? And what was your approach?
It was a step by step journey for me when I just started. So initially, I stopped cooking the meat at home, and then eventually, I stopped eating the red meat when I would go out. And then I cut the chicken, stopped preparing it at home, eventually stopped eating it when I go out. And then now the last thing, the fish. Got rid of the fish, but boy, the salt fish lingered on for a very long time. But I got to the stage where I just didn't want any more. And I remember my housemate at the time, she said we would go on the journey together. But every time we say no meat, I come home, there would be like some oxtail or something like that in the freezer. And I'd be like, why is it you bought meat? And we said we're not eating anymore. And she's like, I just look a bit, man, and I will kill you.
Oh dear.
And then I remember I got to the stage where I stopped eating out altogether. So I wouldn't eat at work. I mean, I work in the restaurant industry, but I stopped eating at work and I would carry my own food to work. But there was a day now when I didn't carry anything to work and I was coming home back really famished and looking forward to dinner. And when I got out of the lift, I smelled on the third floor, I smelled Jamaican ackee and saltfish. And I just knew that that was coming from my apartment. And so said, so done. It was indeed coming from my apartment. So I remember when I went in, I said, where are we cooking fish? And we said, we're not going to do anymore. She said, I just want a little bit, man, naga killer. And I said, that's it. I'm not going to have that today. And as hungry as I was, I just made up my mind that I'm gonna wait until I cook something, or I'm just gonna go to my bed without dinner. So I had some canned beans and stuff like that. I prepared some beans and I ate that with whatever carbs that she had prepared. And that was it for me. That was a massive point. But we firstly have to be decided up here. We
Mm.
have to make up our minds that we are not going to do this or we're going to do this. And I was at that stage where I was just not going to eat any more fish. The temptation was just not going to have a hold on me anymore. And that was a big breakthrough for me.
Okay, so your process was just step by step. Did you find any struggles? Were you tempted to like, oh, with your friend wanting to cook meat sometimes? I mean, were there
No,
times when you,
my temptations, I encountered some temptations, yes. So my first year, for a whole year, I was on a plant-based diet, and then I came to Jamaica on holiday.
okay.
Yes, and I was here for 3 weeks, and of course I ate fish for the 3 weeks, and it might even have been chicken as well, jerk chicken. More than likely jerk chicken. I ate
Mhm.
those for the 3 weeks, and then I went back to the UK, and it took me about 2 weeks to get back off the flesh and to get back on a plant-based diet. And then I did another whole year of plant-based, and then again I came on a holiday to Jamaica, and
Oh
again I
dear.
fell. I was here for a whole month, the month of December it was, of I think 2016. Family and others were here as well. And of course, from the moment I stepped off the plane, I stopped at the fish hut. Didn't even get home. Stopped there. I got myself some lovely Jamaican steamed fish. And for the whole month that I was here, yes, I just ate fish, I ate chicken. Even the last Christmas Day, I think it was, I ate curry goat.
Okay.
Right. But then when I went on the plane, I fasted for the whole journey from Jamaica to the UK until I got home. I prepared a plant based meal, and that was it. I went right back on plant based. And then, no, 2017, holiday to America. But November 2017, I did my detox program with Kadash Natural Remedies, right? I did my detox program with them. And when December came and I went to America, I was determined that that's it. I'm not gonna mess up this diet because my body felt so good that
Mhm.
I was just not gonna mess that up for anything. So what happened now is my mom had actually the person who ordered the ticket for me and paid for it. Now I had forgotten to tell her to order a special meal for me. So you know what that means? My whole plane flight, and I left the UK early in the morning, so I didn't eat anything before I leave because it was just too early. And when you're rushing to the airport, food is the last thing that you even
Yes.
want to see. You just want to get through those. You just want to check in,
Mhm.
right? So I didn't eat for that whole time. I was on the plane. I drank water, and when I checked in, I think I went to WH Smith. It was, and they had two last apples. When the apples are squeezed up in the basket and and they look a little bit shriveled as well. Two last apples and one ripe banana. And that's it. So I bought those, and that was my food for the whole 9 hours of flying. And then when I got to America now, this 3 hour long of checking out, going through customs, and these were the days when they check shoes and belt and everything.
Yes.
Right. So this long checking out. And then when I got out searching for my brother, I couldn't find him. When I called him, he was like, "Oh, is it today
Oh no.
you're coming?" Right. So there goes another long wait again. And then he's vegetarian. So I thought, all right, when I go to his house, I'll get something to eat. But when I got there, my brother had a freezer full of fish. That's the vegetarian.
Oh dear.
And he had two oranges that you could use to break the wall. You couldn't even grate them; they were so dried out and tough. So I had to wait for them now to go to supermarket and come back for me to get something to eat. But I decided that I will wait, and if I had to go another day without food, then I had my mind made up. I would go as long as I needed until I get the correct food for this living machinery.
Oh wow.
And
Okay.
that's it. That's it. Never to look back
Okay.
again
So
since
initial
then.
struggles, You did it the process step by step. You had a few mishaps, but then you
Yes.
got back on
Or I had a
and you
few
never looked
holidays.
back. Okay, so as someone with expertise in nutrition, how did you ensure that you were getting all the nutrients on a plant-based diet?
All right. So initially, I was not an expert on nutrition, right? But
Okay.
that led me to where I am at today. Now, when I started out my journey in, it might have been 2014, I started changing how I ate and started going over to a plant-based diet. By 2015 or so, I began to feel like I needed to understand more about nutrition so I can do more for myself to optimize my own health. Um, I was losing weight, but it had reached a stage where it had just stopped. I might have been about size 18 when it just stopped moving.
Okay.
Yeah, or 20, somewhere thereabout. Yeah, so I'm coming up from maybe a size 22, 24 is that's the kind of clothes I was looking through
Wow.
when I decided it's just too difficult to find clothes for this size.
Okay.
Right. So I think I got stuck somewhere between 18 and 20 in terms of my weight. And while certain things in terms of my health had improved, there was still a lot of things that were still nagging and bothering me. So I felt like I needed to understand more how to eat to get the best out of my living machinery. So I
Okay.
began my search for a nutrition program course, so to speak. And from searching, I discovered the term naturopathy, naturopathic doctor, and I thought that sounds good, like something I would actually be interested in the long run. Nonetheless, to reach that stage, I it just seemed so impossible,
Okay.
especially based on the stage where I was at. It just seemed like a very daunting process, a long process. Nonetheless, I decided I would come back to Jamaica. I mean, I searched a lot of schools in the UK, couldn't afford the tuition. US, the same, because I'm a single mom, you know. Or should I say was? My daughter is all grown up now.
Mm.
Right. And just the expense of it, and I couldn't afford to go to school full time, because I have to work to pay my bills and look after my child. So I looked through and searched through schools, and I eventually decided that I'm going to come back to Jamaica and go to NCU and do dietetics. It's not a course that I liked or really wanted to do, but I was willing to do it because I felt like that was my shortest route
Interesting.
to get to where I really wanted to go to. And at the same time, I would learn and understand more about how to care for my health. Anyway, I sort of registered and started the process. And then, to cut long story short, I then one day, the Lord impressed on my heart to go searching again the internet. And when I typed in nutrition, a course came up that was being offered by Newbold College. So that's the Adventist University in the UK. And it was a health and wellness course. When I looked at the course outline, the content, I was like, yes, Lord, this is just exactly what I want, because it had the exercise in it, it had the medical evangelism, it had the nutrition courses, it had the health principles. I'm like, this is exactly what I actually want to do to optimize my own health. So the naturopathy thing kind of just got shifted to the back burner a little bit,
Yeah.
and I now focused on this because initially this is really what I wanted to do. So I was on their website, literally just looking, browsing around until I saw a job opening for a, I think, chef and menu coordinator, right? Chef and menu coordinator. And I decided I was going to apply for that job. So I did apply for it. I didn't apply immediately because my CV was outdated. But after about a month or so, I eventually applied for it with still the same outdated CV. And I did get the job.
Amen.
Yes, I got the job. And then when I was there working, now when it was time for the course, because the course was being offered over the summers, right?
Oh,
Right. It was an intense course over the summers. So when the time came now to register for the course, I remember the course was quite a sum. I think it was about £4,000 for the summer. So, I went to the office to ask them, if I could get a discount, or what was it? Or a payment plan or something like that
yes.
for the course. So when they reviewed it, they said to me, actually, you could do this as a part of your professional development. So
Wow.
yeah, so I got the course as a part of my professional development. I did not have to pay anything. I just needed to fit the time in with my work schedule, which I did manage to do by going in the kitchen early in the mornings and do my main preparation, and then run off to class, and then back to the kitchen again when it was lunchtime, do my service, and then back to class. I'm always like 15 minutes late for class and leaving 15 minutes early. But you know how it have to go when you have to juggle something. And I think the teachers had compassion on me. Um, and allowed me that little grace. And what else I did was, after every class session, I would go home and I have to read over my notes. I would always write a little blog. I would
Okay.
write something, yeah, from my notes that I've learned, and that was to help to cement things for me. So I did that, and then I would share whatever information I put together. I would share it on my WhatsApp, on my Facebook, on my social media platforms, and then I sort of um developed like some little followers who saw me as like a key person of influence in nutrition, right, and health and wellness. And it also, when you have to write a blog, even though you've just done the thing in class, you still have to do your little researches, because you
Yeah.
can't just go and replicate everything that the teacher have just said, right? So you've got to do your research. So it developed an attitude of research as well. So I started reading more widely and learning more about the field, and even going wider scope, learning about things that we haven't even done in class. So I remember when I told my teacher, that was long after the course is finished, and I had emailed one of my nutrition teacher, and I said to him, I was so inspired by the course, and this is what I'm doing now. So he responded to say, but Davina, we never taught you that on the course.
Oh dear.
um, so yeah, so that's, I sort of developed my name in the field, where people started knowing about me from the little blogs that I used to write. And then when COVID came and hit, I had just completed a module. So I've cut out quite a bit of my story, because I then went to College of Naturopathic Medicine in the UK, and I had just completed the module, I believe, on the immune system, and I had written a little blog about, how to overcome communicable diseases. And then we had the lockdown. So I posted it right away. And it really drew a lot of attention to me. A lot of
Mm.
persons started literally say swarming towards me to get more information. And they were like, we didn't know we had this inside the church. We didn't know we had this. We didn't know. Right. So it was very timely, and it worked in my favor, especially after Boris said everybody had to stay home, and I still got paid. I was like, thank you.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yes.
Absolutely amazing.
So
Oh,
that was an opportunity for me. I used that to really springboard. Was not planned that way, but it worked out in my favor in terms of springboarding my career in natural medicine.
okay.
Yeah.
What are the biggest misconceptions people have about plant-based eating?
Hmm. That you can go in the supermarket.
Okay.
Yeah, that you can eat from the shelves in the supermarket with the foods that are already prepared.
Yeah.
in a package. So the processed foods, you do get, all right, once you've changed from a animal-based diet to a plant-based diet, you do get an advantage, right? There is an advantage there. Once you've put the flesh foods away, so even if you're eating vegan meat substitute, it is still better than eating flesh, but it is not the right diet. It
Yeah,
is a transitional diet. You've got
absolutely.
to stop transitioning someday. Um, the best food is when you eat the food in its simplest form. And you need to have a diet that is balanced. And what we really need, we need our whole grains. So that are things like your brown rice, your wild rice, your quinoa, your amaranth, your millet, your sorghum. These are your whole grains. And the other thing now, you need your legumes. So your legumes are things like your red kidney beans, your black beans, your pinto beans, your pigeon peas, your butter bean or broad beans. I mean, that's just to name a few, right? Your black eye beans. This is your legumes. You need to get these in your diet daily. In fact, you need, as a person on a plant-based diet, you need to get about 3 servings. Ideally, you need to get about 3 servings of beans in your diet daily. I mean, there are ways how we can get that in that is not too hard, but it does take some diligence and commitment to your own health and your own longevity,
Yeah.
right? So 1 glass of plant-based milk, let's say soya, for example, that's a serving of your legumes for the day.
Okay.
A half a cup of, what is it now? A half a cup of beans. You could put to soak overnight. Every evening you come in, you could soak some beans. And just first thing in the morning as you wake, you drain the water off, rinse it off, and just turn the flame on and put it on low and cook it. And then it would be like your canned beans now, that is bam bam, easy to prepare. Some onion, garlic, some salt, and a little cayenne, and you're good to go with a little olive oil. You know, easy way to prepare your beans. And then it's important that you eat some living foods. And this is one of the greatest misconceptions in the whole world, right? When it comes on to a plant-based diet or a carnivorous diet, we believe that everything that we eat must go on the fire. No. You've got to have living foods. If you want to live, put it this way. If you want to live, you need to be eating living foods. So your fruits, they're not snacks. They're not things to be eaten between meals. They are food. So that was one of my main misconceptions when I started out my journey. I did not see fruits as food. I saw fruits as snacks. So when I had like a limited budget and I go out to do my shopping and I had to choose, I would, well, I'm going to buy the food because I need to have food. I wouldn't buy the fruits. But the truth is, your fruits and your vegetables should be your main food. And everything else should be your side dish. We've got the pyramid upside down.
Exactly. So did you notice any specific changes in your energy levels, mood, or overall health?
Oh, yes, there. So, my overall health was transformed. Physically, I was transformed as well. And energy, listen, I'm like a baby kangaroo bouncing about. It's just like you need to give me a football field.
Wow.
Yes, so my energy levels went through the roof. I was just bouncing all over the place and I felt really good. And my skin was glowing. I remember when I did that course, the health and wellness course, when I look at my skin, it was just so beautiful. And I felt really good. And I still feel really, really good. And obviously, I've kept the weight off. I've maintained, I don't know what size this is, but I've maintained it. I don't even worry about size anymore. Or weight. My scale don't even work anymore.
Wow. Okay. So going from around a size 20 to a size 10, I think you're a size 10. It's no small feat. So what changes in your diet and daily routine helped you? Because obviously did you eat at certain times? Did you make sure you didn't eat
Yes, so
too late?
there is a difference in the way, these are called health principles now. So there are
Okay.
lots of health principles that I follow, I obey. And one of them is I don't eat late. I don't eat and go to sleep. I eat and then I try to go for a walk after I eat. Not gonna say I'm always, you know, with that one, but that's the ideal thing, is to go for a walk after you eat. And I mean, there are a lot more health principles. But when persons come on my cooking course, my vegan nutrition cooking course, or on my Your Transformation is Possible detox program, then I teach them the secret of longevity.
Okay, we'll
Yeah.
talk about that a little bit more in a while. So did you have any setbacks at all, or moments where you felt like giving up? I know that before you said that you did it in stages, and then, you did fall off the bandwagon, but then after that you were on it. Was any time during that period afterwards, did you feel like giving up?
Um, from I've done that detox program, no.
Okay.
But before the detox program, I'm not gonna say I felt like giving up, but there has been times when I question if this was the right thing that I did, because I got to the stage where my B12 levels got too low and
Wow.
I couldn't even hold a phone in my hand. Everything was just falling out my hand. I developed carpal tunnel, and it was like, when sickness is about to hit you, it just hits you.
Yeah.
And it can be very discouraging. And, I'm thinking, I am supposed to be getting better,
Hmm.
but I'm developing new conditions. So it can discourage you. And that is why, but I did not stop. I was not discouraged. I did not give up. I just said, all right, I know I need to learn and understand more about nutrition so I can help myself. And surely, when I did the first nutrition module, I went back on eggs for about 3 months to bring up
Hmm.
back my B12 levels.
Okay.
Yeah. And then after that, bam, cut it right back off. And then now, of course, from the course, I now know how to keep my B12 levels at the place where it is supposed to be.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So, how do you maintain your weight now while still enjoying food?
I do absolutely nothing now to, I do nothing extra. I don't count calories. I eat my fruits. I eat my salad. I eat my nuts. I eat my seeds. I eat my beans. And I eat, um, I could do better in regards to the exercise, to be honest with you. I really should be doing much better.
Oh,
Um, lately, lately, that is, I could be doing much better with my sleep as well, but that's because I've got some projects on hand. Um, fresh air and sunshine. I am not gonna complain about that. Uh,
beautiful.
my just having an attitude of gratitude. I can't complain about that. I am just still thankful to the Lord. I mean, I still look in the mirror and I go like, God, thank you so much. I just still can't believe it's me. You know,
So,
I'm
at
still
what
awed
point?
and I'm still grateful.
Amen. So, at what point did you see the change?
Um, so let me share an image with you. When I was on I could see the change from I started working at Newbold College, right? I could see the weight coming off.
Okay.
Um, but I realized that it's stuck again, right? It stopped. So I got stuck twice, right? On my weight loss journey, I got stuck twice where the weight just wouldn't 7 or 11. And then now when I did my course, when I did my nutrition, when I did my health and wellness course, um, and I did the exercise class
Mhm.
from the exercise class in 3.5 weeks, I think I lost. Mm, I think it's 4.5 kilos. I lost in about, and I put it 3.5, yeah, 3.5, 3 weeks to 3.5 weeks. I lost about 4.5 kilos. So I could see a massive difference there. And then no, and then I went on the detox program with Kadash Natural Remedies, right? I went on that detox program with Kadash Natural Remedies. And when I went on that detox program, then I saw the transformation. So let me just take you there, right, on my journey. Top images were taken February 2013, right? And then this image here on the ball was taken July or August 2017. So I was on my health and wellness course.
Okay.
Yeah. And this image was taken, this image actually was taken just before COVID. However, by December of 2017, I was almost this size that I am at in this picture here.
Wow.
Right. So I could see the difference. I could feel the difference. With the course, when I did the course, right, I felt good. You could see, all right, look at the difference. You see my skin here? So even though I was losing weight, right, I was losing weight here and my body was eliminating toxins. I want you to just look at my neck, how dark that was.
Yes.
That's an indication of toxins built up in the tissues. You see the depression in my face?
Yes, in your eyes.
Yeah, exactly. And now for those who are in the, I think the lighting, because I'm sitting outside, so the sun, let me see. For those who are medical professionals, they would be able to tell that that face there is what we call the moon face, right? It's an indication of really poor health, an indication of having heart disease. And I'm going to go back to the front picture. You see that belly?
Yes.
Right. I mean, that I call it my wheat gut, right? But then it was just my belly that I really wanted to get rid of. So I could see the transformation in my own life. So this year is when I was doing the course. And then November 2017, I did the detox program. So I moved from here to here in like a month.
Wow. Wow.
Right. So that was a massive, massive transformation. When I looked at myself, I looked really good. When I jumped in my jeans, I fit nicely in them, and it was just really neat. And my energy levels, I was bouncing, bouncing, bouncing all over the place, could not contain myself, filled with energy. And I felt really good. Now, here we're looking at high blood pressure. We're looking at diabetes. We're looking at angina. There was another heart disease as well. Can't remember what it is now. We're looking at fibroids, a tumor as well in my colon.
Wow.
Yeah. So by the time I got to this stage, the angina had gone, the high blood pressure had gone. Fibroids wasn't gone, but it wasn't as bad as before. So they were shrinking, but it wasn't gone, and it was still making my life a little bit uncomfortable. But things like the heavy bleeding and all of that was sort of gone. However, there were certain exercise moves that I couldn't do because then I would feel the obstruction um, from the fibroids. Back, no, I still had some back issues there where, because earlier on in few years before, quite a few years before, I had an incident where I injured my back. So I strained the joint between my lumbar and my sacrum. And while I done physiotherapy and all sort of other things, there was just still a lingering pain that I was told I would have to live with, for the rest of my life. And I actually believe that. Yeah. But when I did the detox program with Brother Benjamin, who is now deceased, then I have not had any more back problems since I have done that program. And I haven't needed to take any medication. No ointment rubbing my back, no more discomfort. The pain went, the problem solved. My back is perfect today, as if I was still in my 20s, as if I never had any accident or incident.
Wow.
So that's brilliant. The blood pressure went before I did the detox program. So from what I'd learned on my health and wellness course, I decided to just employ that in my life. And that helped me to reverse the high blood pressure. But I still had the diabetes. The high blood sugar was still bothering me. The fibroids, as I said, was still there. But then I went on the detox program, and that sort of took care of things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. That's amazing.
The tumor in my colon, it had shrunken much, but there was still some gut issues. But after I had completed my course, after I'd done my course in at College of Naturopathic Medicine, then from what I'd learned there, plus the experience, 1 year working experience with Kadash Natural Remedies, plus my training from the health and wellness course, I put together a program for myself for my gut disorder that I was having at the time. And I worked on me as guinea pig X, and and it worked. It worked. So I did a good liver flush and parasite cleanse and liver flush that I'd put together, and it really helped me. My gut felt brand new. I was taking pictures of my poo. I was posting them on social media platforms and in group. They even kicked me out of a group. But I was so excited because from my studies, I realized that I was suffering from a condition from childhood. And the doctors have never ever managed to really put all the pieces of the puzzle together to recognize that this is what was really my problem. So I managed to, like most people, a lot of misdiagnosis, wrong diagnosis, and wrong medications, and you get it for a long period of time. It's a good thing, at one point in my life, I just said to myself, I'm not taking any more of these medications. When I turned to 14 years old, I just said, that's it, I'm not taking any more. And I didn't take any more. But when I got to in my 20s, I think I took a little bit more of those medications, and then that's it, I throw them out again. And then now when I came to the UK, I again for about a month it was, I might or might even have been less. I might have taken some more of the medications, and then I just throw them all away and said, that's it, no more. No more. So I didn't I really yeah, and it's a good thing because it was not the medication that I needed.
Wow.
So, but I use natural remedies to resolve the problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So as a chef, professional chef, you must have come up with some amazing plant-based recipes. I've seen plenty of your recipes. So what would you say is your favorite quick and easy meal to make?
Oh dear, oh dear. All right, what would be I love tofu, and it's just so easy to just throw some onion powder, some garlic powder, and I have my own homemade seasoning, so I normally would throw some of that on it, which is really what it is just, when you peel your onion and your garlic and your scallion, and you peel your carrot and stuff like that, the remains I dehydrate them, and then I powder them, and I keep them, and I'll throw some of that on it. I'll probably throw something like some tapioca starch or cornstarch, whichever one I have, and give them a nice little sauteing down, and then I will add either some tomato sauce to that is also homemade, or as it is on my salad. That's my one of my quick and easy ones. And the other one is whatever beans I have,
Okay.
I just saute some onion and some garlic and throw the beans in that saute without any water and some salt, and life is good.
Okay, thank you very much. So,
Yeah. I'm
what are
into
your
quick
must?
meals, you see.
Sorry, say that again. Can you repeat that?
I said I'm into quick meals. I don't
Yeah.
have a lot of time for the kitchen because I have so much other things to do.
Oh, I can imagine. I can
Yes.
imagine. And we're going to talk about your courses in just a few moments.
Mhm.
So, what are your must-have ingredients for a plant-based kitchen?
I must have my beans already cooked,
Okay.
and I must have my lettuce, cucumber, and some tomato. This is my simple must have, and I must have some fruits, even if it's just ripe banana.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
do you grow anything in your garden?
Yes, I do. I have bananas and I have plantains growing around the back. And I mean, I've got papaya tree. Mind you, I do use the leaves, so they never. I use the leaves in my treatment, so I've really never gotten a fruit from any of the papaya trees. But I've got cherry tree as well. I've got citruses. And I have the tuna cactus, and I do eat that from time to time. I will throw that in my salad, or I will throw that in my green juice. And from time to time, I will have things like my lettuce, my pop chow, my cabbages growing. And now I've got some scallion, we call spring onion, you call it.
Yes.
Right. It's not a lot, but I just stick them when I cut the tips off. I just stick them in a little flowers basket, and they're growing. And I've got French thyme or Mexican oregano. I've got that growing as well. What else have I got growing? I've got my leaf of life, and I've got my fresh mint, which I do use as well in my salads. And I've got lots of moringa tree, and that
Wow.
too I use in my salads. Or like for example, today I think I'm gonna cook a moringa rice.
Wow, that sounds interesting. I didn't even know
Yes.
you used it as a natural remedy, not something that I would use as in cooking. So that's
Oh
very
yeah.
interesting.
So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just take some moringa leaves. I'm gonna blend that up with some coconut cream, either the coconut cream, or if I use a dry coconut, I will make the coconut milk. So I'll make the coconut milk first, and then I'll blend up the moringa leaves with the coconut, and I'll probably blend up some onion and some garlic and some scallion as well. And then I will use this liquid to boil the rice.
Wow, that's
Mhm.
fantastic. So
So
for
it's gonna be a
someone,
proper nutrient dense rice.
oh, exactly. Thank you. So I'm going to try that. I think I will try that when I come to Jamaica.
Yes.
Yeah. So for
Oh, and I've
someone that
got pine
eats,
growing. I could show
sorry?
you that because I'm sitting right in front of it.
Oh. You have
Let's
the
see.
weather.
Yes. Are you seeing my little pine there in flower spot, by the way?
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh, and I've got coconut tree as well. And there's one of my moringa tree over there with the moringa pods on it. The mango trees, they're not mine, but the mangoes fall over my house. So
Don't want them to go to
I
waste.
exactly, nothing goes to waste, right? So yeah.
That's lovely. You make me excited to get to Jamaica. I really do. Um, so for someone that eats meat, I've heard people who eat meat, they'll say that plant-based food is quite bland. So
Mhm.
what would you say to them? Say if they are wanting to cut down meat, they don't want to fully give up meat, they just may want to have a few meat-free days. How could they make plant-based meals satisfying and flavorful?
Well, when you have some meat, you season it. Because I remember we used to season that curry goat, right? We used to season it overnight and leave it to marinate in the fridge, and you cook it the next day. Likewise, your oxtail, likewise, your chicken. You want to season it and you want to leave it for the season to soak inside of it for it to have a nice flavor. It's the same thing with your plant based. You can season it before, especially when you're just transitioning and your taste buds are still used to a really rich diet. You want to spend time to flavor your pot. The great thing about plant-based food is, especially with some of these textured vegetable proteins and tofu and tempeh, They have absolutely no flavor. Well, maybe tempeh is a slightly different because it actually tastes bad. Um, and you've got to work really hard to really flavor the tempeh. But for example, tofu, it has no flavor. So if you cook the tofu and it has no flavor, it meant you never seasoned it. You
Yeah,
didn't give it any flavor, but it soaks up whatever flavor you give to it.
exactly.
Your like the dehydrated soya chunks, steaks, etc. These have no flavor either. You've got to season them and they soak up the flavor. So when I was in the UK, right, and I started my plant-based journey, I used to, when I stopped eating at work and I would now take my own food to work, I used to cook my what you call it now, my chunks. Sorry, I'm on the outside, so vehicle passing by. Yeah, I used to cook like my chunks and my vegan steak and stuff like this, and I used to season them, cook them up nice like a nice curry goat. So I had what I call vegan curry goat. I had what I call vegan brown stew beef, vegan fried fish, and I would cook this up. And when I take it to work, I remember when my boss there saw it and they wanted to taste it and I gave them some. They were like, "How you say it's vegan?"
Wow.
Exactly. How you say it's vegan? I remember when one restaurant, I took a sample. I took a sample to a restaurant, and the restaurant here, he was talking to another client, and I let them taste it. And the guy was saying, "So where is the vegan food?" So he tasted what he tasted. He thought that was the curry goat,
Wow.
right? He thought
Yeah.
that was the real stuff. So now he's waiting for me to present to him the vegan stuff. And I'm like, that's it. And he was like, wow. So I've had restaurants, I used to have restaurants ordering their vegan options from me while I was there in the UK. So I would prepare the vegan curry goat, the vegan brown stew beef, and the vegan fried fish. And I used to sell that to restaurants as their plant based options for their menus.
So plant-based food can be tasteful, and
Very.
I think you can be adventurous when it comes to plant-based cooking as well.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, definitely. So your journey is really inspiring, and I know there's going to be so many people that will benefit from hearing your story. What advice would you give to someone who is considering a plant-based lifestyle but doesn't know where to start?
All right. So there's two advice that I would give, and one is start slowly,
Mhm.
right? By removing meat and replacing it with beans.
Yeah.
Because you need to have some proper protein in your diet. The other advice I would say is contact me for some guidance. Come on my detox program because it's also important. One of the ways to get rid of the cravings, yeah, that was one thing that really I struggled with in the early processes. It's passing KFC and McDonald's. Lord of mercy. I used to struggle. But now I don't have that struggle anymore. If when I pass them, I more like to feel sick than to desire anything that is being cooked there. It just smells awful to me now. But
Yeah.
before the taste buds needs to be transformed, the palate needs to be cleansed. And when persons come on my detox program, that is part of the process, right? Helping persons to transition safely from a rich meat eating diet to a simple plant-based diet without suffering on your own, without bucking your toe, having the hiccups of not knowing what to do, where to go, like some of what I experienced, running short on B12, amongst other things. So we help you to transition. And a part of that process is I detoxify your taste buds. So when I am finished with you, when you take up a lemon or a lime and you eat it, you are tasting all the sugars. And
Mm.
yes, when I was finished with myself, when I was finished with myself, right, when I put myself on a program of a kidney flush and a parasite, kidney and liver flush, right? I did a period of that. And when I was finished with myself with all them herbs, I tell you, I ate limes and lemons like you would eat an orange. I eat out the inside and everything. I
Wow.
could only taste the sugars.
That's amazing.
So get the help, get the professional help that it's not just helping you to detoxify your taste buds, but you are being educated at the same time. Education is power, knowledge
Exactly.
is power. It helps you, right? So I had a lot of pitfalls along the way. I learned a lot from my health and wellness course at New Bowl College, and then I learned a lot more from my encounter with brother Benjamin, who used to run Kadash Natural Remedies, who I did my detox program with, and then I did a year of voluntary service with them so I could learn more. I mean, that experience was absolutely priceless. Up to today, I cannot put a price on what I learned from him. And then my studies at College of Naturopathic Medicine, that has helped me as well along my journey, and it has also helped many others to reverse their lifestyle diseases, to also make the transition safely and to optimize their health, and to have the knowledge of how to prevent and keep the diseases at bay.
Wow, fantastic. So for those who might be skeptical, what would you say to them about the benefits of going plant-based? I know you have mentioned a few, but just to reiterate.
Yeah. What I would have to say to them, listen, you cannot buy the benefits of a plant-based diet in a bottle. You can't go into the supermarket and buy it. You can't go to the bank and cash it. Health is the new wealth. And that's what you get, simply put, from a plant-based diet. Because, listen, I don't have a doctor.
Okay.
I don't have a doctor. It's as simple as that. I don't have a doctor. Don't have a doctor because I don't even need to spend money in this area. My health is up there. But I do have doctors coming on my detox program to reverse their lifestyle diseases, to reverse their conditions. I have doctors that will, I've got good friends that are amazing people, right? So I have got doctor friends that I will ask them advice. I will sometimes send clients to them to get a proper diagnosis and to get their tests, etc. done. And they will also send clients to me. Clients who wants to do natural remedies, they will send them over to me, and I liaison with the doctors. I will put the program together and I will send it to the doctor first, and they will say, you sure you want to put that in it? And I might say, well, no, I'm not sure. That's why I send it to you. What you think? And they'll say, okay, such and such and such. And I'll take that out, or, advice here and there. So it's a symbiotic relationship where everybody benefits. And as I said, I've got doctors that even come to me for their food.
Wow.
Yeah, because they say, Davina, when I eat your food, I feel the difference in my health. It's a difference. There's a complete difference. Yeah.
Wow. So I'm just going to ask you a few quick fire questions, and then I just want you to speak about your programs that you have running. So the first one is, and it's either going to be yes, no, or one word.
All right.
Yeah. So favorite plant-based protein.
Peas.
Okay. Best plant-based meal.
All right. Red kidney beans. Kidney beans is a favorite plant-based protein.
Okay. Best plant-based meal.
Maybe, I don't know, man. A salad with maybe a nice plank of tofu on it.
Plank of tofu. Okay. One supplement you take.
Oh, I'll take my B12 supplement from time to time.
Okay.
Yeah.
A food you cannot live without.
Oh, maybe my brown rice.
Okay. Have you converted anyone?
Oh, yes.
Favorite
You mean
plant-based?
convert them to plant-based?
Yes.
Oh, yes, man.
Yeah.
I spend my life doing that.
Favorite plant-based brand?
Brand, no, dear, because I
Nothing.
don't use the processed food. So, okay, soya milk. I use soya milk. I use Silk soya milk, and I use Soy Fresh soya milk. That's it.
Okay. Most annoying question.
I don't know. I don't think there's one.
Okay, that was it. All right. So you mentioned your detox program, And you also mentioned vegan nutrition. So can you tell us a little bit about that? And how would someone be able to get on the course, and how would we be able to contact you?
All right. So, which one you want me to talk about first?
So we'll go with the detox, because we would need to detox first. If we're on a meat diet, we want to slowly transition, we need to have a detox.
All right. So the detox is not a slow transition though, but the
Okay.
cooking course is a slow transition, is a slower transition. The detox is an overnight transition because today you're eating meat, but you come on my detox program, you do the cold turkey, but you are guided.
Okay.
So you're not making such a drastic change on your own. You're doing it under professional guidance. And if you need to come at my feet where I'm at, I will show you inside shortly. We're setting things up. So if you want to come and do it on site, so you can have your nutritionist right there, then I am right here. Now our detox program, it takes in a 1 day bowel cleanse, and we use different things to do the bowel cleanse, but I do a consultation with all my clients first, right? And then from the consultation I decide which bowel cleanse is the best one for you. However, our most popular bowel cleanse is the evacuation nut. So this is an African tree nut that you take it, and you, when I did mine back in 2017, I went to the toilet either 16 or 19 times in 1 day. And
Wow.
this is some of the numbers that my clients report. So I've got clients saying, okay, I went 8 times, I went 11 times. I've got clients saying I went even 22 times. And some say they miscount. Right. So that day, you don't leave your home, you don't go to work, you don't go to school, you don't go to play, and you do not invite anyone over to compete with you for your toilet because they won't get to use it. Right. So we flush you out that day. It also cleanses the blood. And then after that, now your first week of the program, we go on a very simple, basic diet, which is actually a type of fasting. However, you do eat because, you know, you do eat, but the simplest you will ever eat in your life is what you will eat then. That cleanses the tissue. It continues to clean the tissues of toxins. When you're finished, your skin is gonna glow. Everyone at your workplace, or wherever you congregate during the days, they will be asking you, what are you doing?
Mhm.
I've had persons ask my clients if they're bleaching because if their skin gets lighter. I've had doctors say to my client that your gut is clean. I remember having a client that she said to me, she was in a wholesale, and she was ordering, right? And a man who was in front of her, so she was close up behind him. I mean, you'd have to be in Jamaica to understand how these goes. Like a shop front, and everybody goes to the window and try to order over each other, that kind of thing. So she was behind him, and she ordered, and he turned around and said, "Lady, your breath." And she said she got so frightened, and he said, "Your gut is clean."
Wow.
And yeah, I've got a client in the UK. I remember when she called me and she said she went into one of them Asian stores, and she's a Jamaican woman. She went into one of them Asian stores, and she said the man kept following her around, and she sort of felt offended because she felt like he was just because she's black, he might think that she wants to steal something. But
Yeah.
anyway, she said she was going to ask him why is he following her around, but then she said she just ignored him and didn't bother to ask him anything. But then when she was ready to cash, he came up to her and said, "Ma'am, you look like health."
Wow.
Yeah, he told her that she looked like health. So my clients get amazing compliments from their doctors to their co-workers to their family members. um Wives will come on the program, and then their husbands will want to come as well, and their children will want changes as well. So some persons come on the program, and our detox program is like 6 to 9 weeks. So you're looking at a 3 month process, right? Some persons might not want to do all that, everything, but as I said, I do a consultation, and if I believe that that is what you really need to reverse your condition, then that is what I recommend for you. I don't really put you on something that I don't think is going to work for you because um well, it's not so much about me, but I don't want someone to come on the program and say, "Oh, it didn't work for me," and then listen to me. It didn't work for you because your body have toxins right up to your brain. But you
Mhm.
didn't want to do a 6 week program. You wanted to do a 1 week program, which I would give to a teenager who is body is resilient, and once they do the flush and they do 1 or 2 weeks of herbs, they're good to go,
Yeah.
right? They rebound right away and they're in good stead health. But you're in your 60s and everything is failing, nothing is rising anymore, and everything is going south. You need to spend more time on yourself. You can't get the quick fix, and I'm not going to give you the quick fix, right? Because there is no quick fix that works. I tried them all.
Mm. Exactly.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's the detox program. It's a process. We do, after the tissue cleanse, we do a parasite detox, we do a liver flush, we do a kidney detox, and then we take a break after, I think, the first 4 or 5 weeks, for 4 weeks or something there. But after that, we take a break for 2 weeks, and then we reconvene with a heavy metal detox, chemical detox, radiation detox, and then I send you off with a life after detox guided menu, as well as a collagen boosting menu. You are well educated, and then I do still do follow up with all my groups, because my program, it's running group sessions. So all my participants are held in a group, and then I meet with my group once per week, and I will coach them as to what you're going to be doing for the new week coming. And then I follow up with them during the week to see how they're getting on, if they're accomplishing their goals. For example, your steps count, are you doing the hydrotherapies that, I've taught you, etc. Let me see some images of your food. Are you doing your foot massage? Because I provide you also with a massage oil that helps with lowering high blood pressure. It also helps with improving your blood circulation around your body. It also helps to remove calluses and things from your foot bottom, as well as funguses from the toes, etc. So, I follow up seeing, are you using that? There are videos that show you how to use this, how to make that, how to do this. It's amazing, and the groups are electric. They're alive and kicking.
That sounds fantastic. I want to sign
Yes.
up. And then moving on to your vegan nutrition course. Can you
Yes.
tell us a little bit about that?
So the vegan nutrition course, it's a Zoom course. So everybody, I again, all the participants for the course is held in a group, and I post the recipe for the week in the group, so you're able to go out and purchase your ingredients. And then when we meet, everyone is in their kitchen. Your cameras are focused on your cutting board. I don't need to see your face. I don't need to see your kitchen or your background. I just need to see your cutting board, and wherever your hands are going, that's it. And your hands should be on your cutting board. Right. And I coach you how to prepare the dish. And you will find the classes are international. So you'll find people from different cultures, different backgrounds, and people who don't have access to certain ingredients. So this is where it makes the course even more interesting, where you develop a really good recipe profile. So I might have someone from Africa, and I might have someone from Brazil on the course, and then someone from Eastern Europe. And you might find this one have no clue what this ingredient is, right? And I've got to give them a substitute that they can find easily in their country, and
Mhm.
sometimes something that they can just pull from their cupboard and use. So when I coach all and you're finished making your dish, a part of the course is you now got to write out the recipe that you actually use and the method that you follow, because sometimes I give different methods as well. So you might be using one method, another one here might be using another method, because I might have to give different methods. Someone might not even have a blender, so I can't tell you to go and blend. I've got to now teach you how to blend without a blender.
Wow.
Right. So you then write your recipe out that you actually use, and everybody posts their recipe with their picture in their group. So you now have a database. So when I teach something like Jamaican rice and peas, or Trini roti, or chana curry. When the recipes are posted, if there's like 20 people in the class, you might get roughly about maybe 10 slightly different recipes. So you've got that portfolio there. If today you want to make this curry again, and you haven't got all the ingredients that you had used the last time, go and check out the recipes in your classroom. What other persons used? What other methods did they use? So you might find yourself in my backyard, where you don't have a gas stove, or you don't have an electric stove, but you have to make up some wood fire, go. You might just be surprised, right, to see that someone else had used a wood fire
Mm.
and how they managed to gauge the temperature of the wood fire. And we also focus on nothing should be wasted. So, as I said, I make my homemade seasoning from my scraps, my kitchen scraps, my scallion tips, my onion bits, my garlic bits, all these trash that you would normally throw away. I make my homemade seasoning from these. I make stock, I make powdered seasoning, I make bouillon cubes, I make my own ketchup, um, my own barbecue sauce, my own butter that I use in my cake making, and I sell that as well, so others can use it in their own cake making, um, or whatever they need to use it for. You know, it's amazing course, an amazing course. Persons who do the course will go off. Man, it's there is no accreditation body for my course, but heaven is what accredits your course when you do it with me. I do give you a little certificate show that you have completed this and you have a course outline. So you know the things that you have completed. But persons use my course and they get jobs at sanitariums. They get jobs at health and wellness centers as chefs and head chefs. Some start their own product line. So they may have a product on the shop shelf. It might be butter, it might be vegan cheese, it might be a nut butter, it might even be a hair product. Yeah, believe it or not, even a hair product comes out of the kitchen. It might be a skin product, but yeah, people do. There is quite a bit of success stories from the course. People will share their story of how their entire household health has been transformed. I remember one teacher from the UK sharing his testimony on it was AGMM, Country Living Talk Show. He shared his testimony that there is no more diabetes in his household, there is no more high blood pressure in his household, there is no more sickness in his household because his wife came on the cooking course. And the next time around when the cooking course is run, he himself is coming on it. So anytime his wife can't make it to class, he will be there because he doesn't want to miss a thing. I've got people saying that I remember recently, it might have been this year, a lady in my eye drops group. So I've got an eye drop support group because we make natural eye drops, right? And we've got a support group for all the persons who have used or is using the eye drops. And people share their testimony in there. And there was a lady that shared her testimony that her daughter came on the cooking course. And from just her daughter coming on the cooking course and changing the diet of the household, she reversed her diabetes that she had for like 40 years, 20 years or something like that, I think she had said. And she was blind, completely blind, seeing just blackness from the diabetes. But now she's able to see light and she's able to see shadows and stuff like that, movements from using the eye drops and the dietary changes that her daughter made in the household that she learned on the cooking course. So amazing stuff goes on over here. I don't take all the credit, but I give God all the praises because there are many times I go to the Lord in prayer and I will ask him for a recipe and I will go to sleep and I will have a recipe in a dream and I will have to get up right away and write it down. And you know how it goes when you're sleeping, you don't want to get up. So yes, I've also had times when I wake up now and I'm, oh God, sorry, but can you please remind me of this recipe?
Wow. So if someone wanted to sign up, how could they do so?
They would need to send me a WhatsApp message. And I've got two numbers. Let me see if I can find something that I can share with my numbers on the screen.
And is this are these courses ongoing? So do you have to wait at certain times? Do you post the
So a cooking course is coming up soon. I am just waiting for a particular church because they have quite a bit of participants that want to come on the course. And I'm literally just waiting on them to finalize the date. Now, they have maybe about 40 people. So that's why I'm giving them that option to finalize the date. It's a church in the UK that is. I could probably share the course outline if I find it in my images here.
And that is run online on Zoom.
Yes, it's run online on Zoom. And, I provide you, I might not have said, but let me say it now, but I do provide you with all the herbs that you need to do this program.
Okay. And I've actually been on one of Davina's courses and it was excellent, absolutely excellent. And you do learn a lot. So if you are interested, definitely sign up. You will not regret it.
All right, wonderful, wonderful. All right, I think I found something with my image. I've found a few things. I'm sharing a few images, by the way, not just one.
Okay.
Let me turn the screen sideways. All right, so that's my image from my detox program. So here we go. This image in orange, that's the one that was, that's the size I was by December
Of
2017.
what year? 2017.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And then the one in the black and white was taken my last Sabbath at church after when we had the lockdown, before the lockdown. So these are some of my products. So this is our Cell Renew juice. That is a story by itself. That was an inspired recipe. This is one of my clients.
Wow.
Reversed her diabetes, reversed her high blood pressure. And as you can see, come way down in size. This is her now. I mean, you can see the difference. Here's another client. She just looks like she stepped off the page of a magazine. She said she lost 22 pounds.
That's excellent.
Yeah. So this is another client, send her before and after. So that's a massive difference there. This is our eye drops. Let me see my number on here.
Great. So it's
Yeah.
come up on the screen.
Yeah.
And
So
you can contact Davina via WhatsApp.
right. So the end number, I think the beginning, the first number might not be in use anymore. But it's +1. If you're overseas, you put +1 876 779 6813. So, and there are more things with the number, I'm sure. Okay, so this now is, I'm just sharing this. This is a juice, no, or a tea that we made called Bangarang that really helps with balancing male and female hormones. And as the name suggests, Bangarang, and you see the image under the tree, under the mistletoe tree, that's what it is supposed to be about. But when I send this to clients that have diabetes, they say this helps to balance their blood sugar. Just a shot of it
Okay.
does the job. Yeah. So
Wow.
there are some more numbers. My England number as well. So anyone watching could just take a screenshot of this. It is +4 4 7 8 6 6 4 4 0 7 3. So that's my UK number. And the Jamaican one, I will repeat it. +1 8 7 6 7 7 9 6 8 1 3. All right, I believe that might just be it. And there you go. Your transformation is possible. I know, because I did it, and I did it through Christ Jesus who helped me. And I've also, through his strength, helped many others to transform, to change their lives, transition from meat eating to plant-based safely, and to reverse their lifestyle diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, amongst other things, with herbs, diet, and lifestyle changes. And I must say this, that I do work closely. I try to work closely with persons, doctors, as long as the clients are willing to give me that access. Then I will share with the doctors that they're going on a lifestyle change program, and I will sometimes share some of the herbs, etc., that I'm putting them on. And then they get their tests done, and they, all these follow-up reports, so they see what is happening, and that makes it even more amazing.
Thank you so much. You did mention earlier that you would show us around. Have you got time to do that?
Yes, I've got time. All right. So the other thing is, wherever you are, and I'm hoping you're not too far in the world, but I do ship the packages abroad. Let me get out of the I need to turn my screen. I've stopped sharing, have I? All right. So this is, I'm just standing at my gate, and this is the front yard. Sort of did a little landscaping to make it look nice and comfortable, where the clients can come and sit down. I was just sitting at that chair where the blue towel is. Right. We've got some more chairs that we're going to put outside, but they're not quite ready as yet. And then now I'm coming in, I'm entering on the veranda. These ply here is just a part of the work that is going on, because it's work in progress at the moment. Just that today's Sunday, so no one has come in. So this is the side of the house that we're using for the wellness retreat, right? Just bought these sofas recently from a client. This area, all of this area, straight down to, if you can see a little blue fan down there, used to be my herbs. It used to be just all herbs room. But I have been relocated, and I'll show you where I am relocated to now. So this will now be the living room. We're still setting up, as you can see, we've got some frames over here to put some pictures. So we'll have things like the 10 Commandments, Isaiah 58, and that's me there, my before and after, that we'll be framing, and some motivational quotes and quotes on health. We'll be having those, on the walls, etc. These are just some barrels that came recently. One of my clients who benefited well from the program and our hospitality, she packed 2 barrels from Canada and sent for us.
Okay.
So here we go. This is one of the rooms. You can call it that this room is ready. The only thing need to go on now is some pillow slips and the cushion covers.
Pillowcases in England.
Yes. Yes, pillowcases and cushion covers that really just need to go on. But okay. This is one of the bedrooms for the sanitarium. And then we're still doing some work on the bathroom. We've just put this new toilet in. Work is still going on, new face basin. As you can see, some tiling still needs to be completed. We've got some new mirrors as well. So the work, it is still work in progress. This is the second bedroom, and it is as well work in progress. And as you can see, the rooms are very light and aerated. So there's one bed in here at the moment, but I'm going to get another bed to put in here. This is a queen size bed. I'm going to remove this bed and put 2 double beds in here. So it will be 2 double beds like the other room. But the closet here, so, the closet, as you can see, it's all eaten down by the chichi ants. So I'm just waiting for the workman to come in to sort of just rip this out, and we're going to rebuild. So that is what the plies are for. That is on the outside that we saw. It's to rebuild the closet here. But other than that's this room. We'll probably get a chest to drawer for each of the bedroom, or a dresser that will just make it feel a little bit more homely. So this section here, where you see the arch, it was a full arch, right?
Yes.
I don't know if you could see the work. It needs to be plastered, so it will be plastered and obviously repainted. It was just an arch, and it was supposed to be the dining room area, but we've turned it. We've made a little bedroom out of that. I think someone might be in there, so I wouldn't show you. Let me just see. Yes, someone is in there, so I won't show you. Here we've got a kitchen around here. This kitchen is not in use at the moment, right? But I still have some herbs packed up in here because this will be the kitchen for the sanitarium, right? So there is a fridge, fairly new fridge. There's a stove there as well. I mean, I still have my dehydrator, one of my dehydrators around here that I use to dry herbs. This is just all herbs you're seeing here. I am still haven't housed everything as yet. So the back door for this we've just removed that one because again, Chichi eat it down, but I bought this one on, when was this? Might have been Friday or Thursday. I bought that new one. So I'm just waiting for the workman to come and put it up. So I will now take you, and obviously we have got a couple more doors to change that the Chichis have, massacred. And then no, this is the other half of the house. So let me, before I go through this door, this is the other half of the house. Not really part of the sanitarium, but there is a spare room just in case. So there are two rooms over this side and a living room. So this is my side where I live, right? But we've got this room here. It's a smaller room. All of this is a drywall I've put in. So this used to be all a part of the living room that we're just coming from with the red chairs. It used to be a part of that. So we've just put drywall in, separated to make an extra room. So this is an extra bedroom here that can be used as a part of the sanitarium. Now this here now is my bedroom, but I put two beds in here because if I've got full house and any of my friends come, that I've got that little bed over there they can sleep on. And whoever stays on this side, if anybody should stay on this side, then they will, share bathroom with me on this side. So that's it for here. Now let me take you to my office where I have been relocated to. So as I said, this is my side that I live on, and this is my kitchen, and this is where the cooking class goes on from. For those who have done the cooking course, you probably would recognize the tiles, I know, yes, this is where the cooking course goes on from. Now, when I came here, all of this kitchen was not here, right? So this is a new addition. And then outside here is now a new addition as well. So this long passage that we're looking at, I had just put this addition on, and then I'd sort of just given up on it, didn't know what I was going to do with it, or just left it. It was just left there. Nothing was being done with it. But now I have been relocated from that side. So this is my deep freeze that has some of my herbal stuff in it. These shelves have just been put up. So they're not even finished as yet. As you can see, still some of the brackets are still right here. So not finished by putting up shelves. There they go, some just put up in here. So this is where I have been relocated to. This is my new little office. These are all my herbs in these boxes here. And my products, etc. And bottles. So I'm still, as I said, have not yet housed everything, because you see all those herbs I have over that kitchen still needs to be relocated. There is no electricity around here as yet, but I've run an extension through through the room window to get the fan going. And obviously you will work at day, you won't work at night. And then now we've got all stored inside this room here, that all these barrels, which I'm gonna have to put a storeroom on the outside. So let me just show you the outside a little bit. There's just still barriers and stuff outside. So this is outside. I don't know what you're seeing because I'm behind the grill and I'm just pushing my hand out. But yeah, you can see my planting trees, my banana tree, my ackee tree. I don't know if you can see my planting on my tree. You can see that.
Yes.
Right. So yeah, this is it. We've got a river. I don't know, maybe you can see the bamboos across there, but there's a river down below. As
Wow.
I said, I don't know if you're able to see it,
I
but
couldn't see the river, but I can see lots of greenery and
yes,
lush
yes,
plants.
yes. So this is it. Just trying to fix the place up now to turn it into a proper sanitarium. I mean, the floor under here is literally just a bare concrete, but I've just put some linoleum, on it. In the meantime, it's a quick fix, just to get things going, because you don't have to wait for things to be perfect. Good is good enough, right? People are sick; they want to reverse their condition. You can't sit down and wait until you've got all this money in the world and to be able to perfect things and dot all the i's and cross all the t's. No, you just want a nice clean space, and the care is what is really crucial as well, that persons feel comfortable with you treating them, and you spending time with them, doing their massages, as you know, doing their hydrotherapy. Touch is very important, and that's something we don't receive anymore when you go to the doctors or to the hospital. They sit across a desk and look at you and speak to you and then write you a prescription. Um, but a lot of times a hug can heal. A hug can make a difference. A foot massage, a back massage, some sympathy, some love can make a difference to a person's health and mental well-being.
Thank you so much. So if somebody wanted to donate to help towards the sanitarium, how would they be able to do that?
Well, I could give my UK bank details. You want me to give it on here, or let me see if I find something with it I could share on screen. And I could give my Jamaican bank details as well.
Mhm. Because every penny helps. And as you've heard, the detox program, vegan nutrition course, they're really good courses to go on. And it does cost money to get some of the herbs obviously you can buy, but certain things you would need to buy. So there is a cost. So if you can help to support, that would be really helpful.
Yeah. With my course, the detox program, I supply you with all the herbs that you need. Supplements. When I do the consultation with you, if I believe that you need supplements, then I will send you a link, or I will tell you what are the specifications to look for. But more than likely, I will send you a link to save you the trouble of searching the entire Google.
So are these herbs ones that you grow? All the
Yes,
herbs?
I grow some of them, and I do go harvesting. So I go on farms. I've got farmers when certain herbs are in season, they will call me and let me know, and I will go with my little team. I put on my Wellingtons and get my machete and my nipper, and I will go with my little team, and we go all over Jamaica and harvest the herbs. We have
Wow.
certain herbs that we harvest at certain times from certain areas where we know it, because we harvest herbs responsibly. If we know it's just a small amount of herbs growing in the area, we will not harvest it there because we are not trying to kill the species. Um, so we go to St. Anne, and we have places where we stay. We have clients that actually look after us, where when we want to go to certain places, if we want to go to St. Anne now, I have Uncle Lenny, not my real uncle, but he came on my detox program and he's like an uncle. And he calls me his niece. So I'll go to Uncle Lenny, and my team and I will stay over there for a couple of days. If I want to go to St. Mary, I will stay over by Oliver, or I will, there are other families, Ashani home that I will go to as well. And we'll stay sometime for a whole week there. And we go on their farm because the wife has a farm and the husband has a farm. And we'll go on the farm and we'll eat breakfast on the farm because, you're just picking breakfast, right?
Yes.
And we'll pick the herbs as well. And sometimes when I'm coming back up, my vehicle is jam packed with herbs. I have to be squeezing them in so I can see through my mirrors. So yeah, we do have places where we go to harvest particular herbs and times. And then we have some farmers that when it is ready, they will harvest it for us, because not all farmers want people on their land. They won't want you to walk near their crops or anything. So when it is ready, they will call me and say, for example, what we call in Jamaica the sour orange. They will call me and say, well, that is ready, and we can supply you with that amount of bags. And I will say, okay, I come with it, or I'll meet you somewhere, things like that. So we do have our farmers, and then sometimes I just go to the wild and forage it. And we have certain wild fields that, in certain areas that we know we can go there anytime.
Okay. Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, so if you haven't got the bank details just now,
Yeah, man, I'm
just
coming up with it,
oh,
Just
okay.
getting the Jamaican one.
Okay.
Yeah. But what were you gonna say?
Yeah, it was just about the bank details that you could share it in one of the groups. So we have
Okay.
your groups, we have also your Natural Remedies Kitchen, is it .com? Your website?
No, I don't even bother with the website anymore. I just use YouTube, that's it, and WhatsApp.
Okay, so your
Yeah.
YouTube channel, which is Natural Remedies Kitchen, and also you'll be able to contact her via WhatsApp as well.
Yes, exactly. All
Okay.
right, so I am now trying to see my way. I'm about to share. It's pretty the sun makes it very hard to see the screen.
Okay. I wish we had that over there.
Ah! And yeah, my screen has gone very dark.
Okay, not to worry. Well,
No,
thank
I'm
you.
coming with it.
Oh, you come in.
Yes.
Okay. And if you have any questions, then just get hold of Davina. She's very available. Oh, there we have it. So there's the bank
So this
details.
is a Jamaican bank details, which is a JMMB bank.
Okay.
Um, and then I'm going to give you the UK bank details. So I'll just read it out for those who might want to write it down, but it's best just to screenshot this. All right. So, and obviously I'm going to send it to you. You could post it in the group. The JMMB bank account number is 0061 0017 663, and the name is Davina Gail Harris, and Davina is spelled Davina, and the Gail is spelled Gayle hyphen Harris, Harris, and the branch is Portmore branch, and the account is a checking account. And
Fantastic.
then now the NatWest bank details. So that's my UK bank details. It is Davina Gail Harris. And the account number is, so I'll spell Davina Gail Harris again, just for those who might be a little slow in writing. It's Davina, and Gail is Gayle hyphen, and that's a little dash. But when you're doing the bank transfer, I think you leave the dash out and you just write one word, Harris, Gail Harris. It's Harris. And the account number is 41010000. And the sort code is 600102. Please feel free to take a screenshot of this as it is on the screen. Thank you, Melanie. It's back over to you.
Thank you so much, Davina. Thank you for that wonderful testimony and how your journey and how God provided for you various aspects of your journey to be able to study a course, and that course was able to help you with your weight loss as well and nutrition. And I can't wait to hear more as well, because I understand that you're studying naturopathic medicine, or you've done that, you've covered that. So thank you so much. And
Both,
sorry?
both. The answer
Both.
to that is yes. Yes to both. I've covered it and I'm still studying it.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So if, like I said earlier on, if you haven't listened to Davina's testimony regarding country living, I will make sure that that Zoom details is posted as well, so you'll be able to watch that. So thank you, Davina, and we'll catch up again soon.
Thank you, Melanie. It was my pleasure and my honor sharing this platform with you and sharing my testimony with all those who um, will listen and are listening. And I just want to say all the best with your health for yourself, Melanie, and all others who might subscribe to this. May the Lord bless and keep you and grant you favor, even more favor than what He has granted me.
Thank you. Well, I'm definitely signing up to the detox. Definitely. Okay. Thank you. Bye for
You're
now.
welcome. And I should
Bye.
say as well that for our detox program, we do actually have a payment plan. So people can pay monthly, they could pay weekly, they could pay fortnightly. The amount that they pay is also determined by them, their pockets, you know. And we just ask people if there's a month that you won't be able to make your payment that you've committed to, we ask you to inform us because we know how life is, that things don't always go as planned, and we do understand the financial situation, and that's why and I had benefited, by the way. So when I wanted to do my detox program and when I heard the price, I was like, whoa. And then I was trying to get out of it. I was trying to get out of it. And then the Lord said to me, don't do that. Look after yourself. Look after your own health. So then I said to the gentleman, I said, can I do a payment plan? Can I pay in parts? And he said to me, yes. And I was able to pay in parts to do my detox program. And that was an amazing blessing to me. And as a result, I feel that it is important for me to share that blessing with others as well, to give them that option to actually pay for it in parts if that is what they need to do. And because of that, there are many poor persons who would not have been able to afford it otherwise, who have actually come on this program. And you take your time and you pay monthly. Sometimes you finish the program and you're still paying. That's fine.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. I'm sure that will be beneficial to some people. Okay, so that's the end, and we'll